This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. This will be the first of 15 claims commandments that I have prepared for those people involved in the investigation and adjustment of insurance claims in the United States or abroad. Claims Commandment number 1. Thou shalt confirm coverage. When I was a young adjuster, I worked for the Fireman's Fund Insurance Company. Occasionally, confused insureds and brokers would report to the Fireman's Fund a claim meant for Fireman's Insurance of Newark. The claim would often be adjusted and paid before anyone realized that an error had been made, and if Fireman's Fund paid a claim of Fireman's of Newark, Fireman's of Newark would reimburse. Notice provisions in insurance policies serve the important function of allowing the insurer the opportunity to make a timely and thorough investigation of the insured's claim. When a loss or claim is reported to an insurance company, the first task required of the insurer and its claims personnel is to confirm the existence of a policy. The task today is much simpler than it was when I was an adjuster back in the 1970s, where we had to pull out the actual underwriting file and review a daily report. Now coverage can be confirmed by computer. If the insurer's computer system shows that a policy was in effect at the time the insured reported that a loss occurred, the first step of confirming coverage was completed. Next, if available digitally, the entire policy must be accessed, including the declarations page and all policy wordings, all endorsements and modifications to the standard policy language. The claims person needs to have available a specimen of the policy as it would have been delivered to the insured so that the claims person can read, review, and understand the promises made by the policy to enable the claims person to explain the available coverages to the persons insured. If the entire policy is not available electronically or cannot be recreated by the underwriting department, the agent or broker should be asked to provide a complete copy of the policy to the adjuster. And if the agent or broker does not have a copy, should be obtained from the insured. Modern insurers now deliver policies to their insureds electronically in Adobe PDF format, which can be attached to an email from the insured at the request of the claims person or an email from an agent, broker, or the underwriting department of the insurer. Once the policy is obtained and available for review, the claims person must read and understand the policy coverages and compare those to the wording of the policy to confirm that one of the policy coverages promises to indemnify the insured against the risk of loss of the type reported. For example, if the policy is a property policy that insures against the risk of loss of a dwelling by fire, lightning, windstorm, or hail, and nothing more, and the insured reports a claim for damage caused by earthquake, the existence of a policy is confirmed, but the existence of coverage is not. 2. If the policy is a liability policy, like a commercial general liability or CGL policy, and the insured reports that the mailman was bitten by the insured's pit bull terrier during the policy period, coverage is confirmed. However, if the policy contains an exclusion for losses caused by dog bites or pit bulls, which is not uncommon, coverage is confirmed with an exclusion that might be applicable. 3. If the policy is a CGL and the insured reports he was sued for slander by a business competitor during the policy period, coverage is confirmed and there is available defense and or indemnity under the personal injury coverage part of the CGL. If a policy is a national flood insurance policy in effect at the time that a water main breaks and floods the insurance house, coverage is confirmed that the policy exists and a determination must be made to determine if the loss falls within the terms and conditions of the policy and the definition of flood. 5. If a policy is a CGL and the insured reports he was sued for intentionally punching a business competitor in the nose, coverage is confirmed that the policy was in effect, but questions must be answered to determine if there is evidence that indicates there was no intentional act or that the insured was acting in self-defense or some other non-intentional act. That is not excluded. What these examples show is that the existence of a policy can be confirmed, and it can be easily confirmed that it was in existence at the time of the loss. What cannot be established from the loss notice and policy wording is whether the coverage applies to the loss that was reported. Communications with the insured are essential to every insurance claims investigation, and once coverage is confirmed, the claims person must read the policy, and the initial written contact with the insured should advise the insured of all benefits, coverage, time limits, or other provisions of an insurance policy issued by that insurer that may apply to the claim presented by an insured. The letter should include, as a bare minimum, information like the limits of liability of the policy, any deductibles or self-insured retentions, advice concerning any specific exclusions or conditions that may apply to the facts established by the notice of loss, a written notice that a proof of loss is required within 60 days of the letter with an attached proof of loss form if you're dealing with a first-party property policy, a requirement for the production of necessary documents, a reservation of rights if called for because of potential coverage problems like an exclusion that might apply, and any other information the insured needs to prove his, hers, or its claim. The claims person should also be prepared to supplement the initial letter whenever he or she learns of different facts or additional coverages available to the policyholder or the insured. Failure to properly and in writing advise the insured of the policy provisions, the requirement for documents, the problem with coverage based on the initial report of loss can place a claims person inadvertently violating the state's Fair Claim Settlement Practices, statutes, and regulations and expose the insurer to litigation for bad faith claims handling. Confirmation of coverage requires more than simply checking a computer. It requires an understanding of the policy wording, the facts of the loss, and the law of the jurisdiction to determine if coverage for a particular loss is available to the insured. Simply reading the loss notice, allegations in a lawsuit, and the policy is never enough. The claims person's first and foremost duty is to confirm the existence of coverage whereby the insurer agreed to insure the person making a claim. It is the beginning of claims handling and cannot, on its own, fulfill the obligation to confirm coverage before the adjustment begins because the applicability of coverage can be affected by the claims investigation. This video was adapted from my blog post and is the first of 15 claims commandments. It is available free to anyone who asks at www.zalma.com/blog and is part of a YouTube video and or a Rumble video, both of which are available free and to which you can subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you do view this video on YouTube or Rumble, that you click on the like button or the Rumble button, and that you consider also subscribing to my YouTube channel, my Rumble channel, my Locals community, and my Substack publications. Thank you for your attention.